Hi, I'm Dianne Killen.
And I'm Cara Lynn.
And we're the hosts of an exciting new show called Horse Club for Women.
In all the world, there's no one else like me. I'm still the girl who reaches for her dreams, and I believe in me, yeah.
This time on Horse Club for Women, we continue our visit with Ken McNabb at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo in Denver, Colorado.
Well, I know you must enjoy doing the show because it reaches so many people, but you must enjoy the live clinics and the things and the expos like you're doing here at the Rocky Mountain Horse Expo, because there is no cut. I mean, it's you, the horse, the audience. I mean, do you really enjoy that part of your job?
You know, I really do. Like you said, I love the TV show, but it's really hard to look at that camera and get feedback.
Yeah.
You know, and I build off other people. I really build off of
That
who's around me.
dynamic.
Yeah. So it's hard to build off that camera. But when you get in front of a big crowd and you know that they're really enjoying it and they're really learning and they're having a good time, that's a lot of fun.
Road to the Horse that you just came back from. You talk
tell us about that.
people and the dynamic and the learning. I mean, that's an intense situation.
That was neat. I don't know, neat's not a good enough word. That was wild. It was on fire. I have never been to an event that came anywhere close
How
to
many of these
matching
have you
that.
been to?
How many expos?
How many? No, how many of the Road to the Horse?
How many
Colt
starting? I've been in 6 colt starting competitions around the country, and none of them have matched Road to the Horse.
Because?
The energy. Tootie Bland does an excellent job of building a show and building a show around her competitors. So, you know, we get there on Wednesday night. The show doesn't open until Friday night. The competition doesn't start until Saturday. She is hustling us here and there for interviews and film shoots.
So you're connecting, you're talking, you're busy, you're experiencing and getting out the word of what your philosophy is all about.
And then when the show actually starts, she doesn't give you any time off. You know, she doesn't want you really, I'm speaking out of turn here a little bit, but the idea you get is she doesn't want you to have a lot of downtime to be out there in the audience. She wants the audience to have short shots at you. And what it does is it builds this high energy of anticipation of getting to watch and getting to see what you're doing.
So they really engage with you when you're out there. And do you get a chance to communicate with that audience while you're working with the colt, or are you just focused on the task at hand?
Well, you know, moving and talking are the only 2 things I can do at the same time.
Do they give you a microphone when you're out there?
They give you a microphone, and unlike most women, I am not a good multitasker, but talking and moving...
Thank you for that.
Well,
we like when you suck up to the host. That's very
seemed
good.
like a good idea. But anyways, you know, when you're there, in front of a horse, in front of a crowd, talking is natural. They give you a microphone. You want to try hard not to be a mic hog. You know, 4 guys have got microphones, so don't take up all the time yourself, which is a little hard for me because I like to just keep flapping my jaw. But it was a lot of fun.
Because you're passionate about what you do, and that comes across.
Now, there have been women that have been in this competition as well.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
Stacy Westfall did a great job. She won it a couple of years ago and then went back and defended her title. And Chris Cox won it that year. But Stacy's a phenomenal horsewoman, and she did a great job there.
Go ahead.
I have to ask you, what did you learn about yourself in that situation? You said it was a very intense situation. It was the kind of the biggest colt starting event. What did you walk away as a person from participating in that, working with that horse in that situation? What did you learn?
You know, you question yourself at times in ways, at least I do, saying, you know, what would I be like in an event like this if things didn't go the way I wanted? Am I enough personally without the win? Am I enough personally, you know, to carry me through? And I went there, I had a great time. I didn't win, and I walked away knowing I knew I wasn't going to win by Saturday night. I mean, I had a great Sunday, and I'll say on film here, there's a lot of people out there, you know, who have been very kind to me and said, well, I really thought you should have won. But I didn't have a good enough Saturday to win, and so I knew by Saturday night, I'm going to have a miracle to win this.
So you were coming away with something else.
That's right.
It's all about the horse, right? I mean,
That's right.
essentially, you're still all 4 trainers, And you're really working towards developing a good start on a horse. I mean, you're not really probably thinking that much about it. And the winning, it's a competition, obviously, but I imagine that there's a lot of care taken in the fact that nobody's going forward too fast for the horse that they have.
That's right. None of us want to sacrifice horsemanship for a check. None of us want to
Absolutely.
sacrifice horsemanship for a title. And so, I had to face myself Saturday night and say, am I willing to do more than necessary to win tomorrow or not? And that was the greatest thing I walked away with, was realizing I'm not.
Well, you know what I like
big
hearing
thing.
about that is a lot of our audience, and we as women, sometimes we doubt ourselves as the average hobbyist with horses. Sometimes we go, do I have enough to work with my horse? Do I have enough? It may not be to win a competition, but do I have enough to enter the Saturday show? Do I have enough if my expectations aren't met? And it's nice to hear that someone of your caliber, your quality, has some of the same questions and concerns. And that's part of the reason I asked you that, is I think that on a common level, horses are an equalizing factor among men and women, among experts and hobbyists. And I think that just brings us all back down to what's right for the horse.
It's
and
always about the horse.
You
In
bet.
a sense, yeah. Can you tell me something? I'm curious about how you think women and men differ in the way they approach horsemanship and the way they approach educating other people.
As far as how they approach horses, I tell people all the time, here's a good example. If you can't catch a horse, send your wife out. Because she can. I hate to admit it, but she can. And here's why. A man walks into the pen to catch a horse, and here's what he's thinking. Okay, I'm going to catch this horse, and we're going to work on flying lead changes today, and I want to work on stops. Or maybe he's a cowboy, and he's going, I'm going to catch this horse, and I've got to make 7 miles before I get to the first pasture gate to open. He's really oriented on what he's going to do today, and he's on fire, and he's on his way.
Task
Right.
oriented.
Task.
And that horse
Oriented.
looks up and goes, by yourself, buddy, I'm not interested in that much work and that much energy expense. A woman typically, walks in, and we're generalizing here, but typically a woman walks into the pen and she looks at the horse and she goes, this is the prettiest horse I have ever owned.
I'm so lucky.
I love this horse. I can't wait to ride him. She may have all the same jobs to do today, but
can't
her
wait to
first
feed him a
emotion
cookie.
is to be like a mother and go, I love this
The
horse.
nurturing.
He's so pretty. And the horse is going, you're all right. I like you.
I'll come hang out with you.
Yeah, I could get along with you. So, and that's kind of, I think, the whole difference between men and women and horses. A lot of times, women allow it to happen, and men want to make it happen. It's just their nature, They
I
want to
like
get out there and
that.
they want to
Yeah.
get out there
Very
and conquer
perceptive.
something,
We'll see you next time on Horse Club for Women.